Everybody, welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Moadel and Rich TV Live. This is going to be an audio presentation, but we're going to do some visual stuff as well. You're going to want to watch this whole video. Rich TV Live, in case you didn't know, is on richtvlive.com. He's also got his own YouTube channel that is essential viewing and listening. And so I'm going to be talking with Rich, and I believe he's going to be streaming on his channel as well. So, Rich, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, Dave. How are you today?
Oh man, it's a wild day, a wild week, and a wild ride. Cryptos, I'm starting to feel good about my cryptos and cryptocurrencies. We can also talk about marijuana stocks. There's so much to talk about. So Rich, what's going on in your world right now?
Oh man, I think that there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and the marijuana stock industry is in the red kind of right now. Kind of trading sideways. The crypto world is doing a lot better right now, I would say. I would say that that is where the momentum is. Yeah. I would say that everything is falling exactly into place, exactly as I had predicted. I always said that the marijuana stocks were going to have their run in the fall, and that we had a few months. I don't know if you remember, Dave, that we had a few months to just pick up everything as low as humanly possible and suck up these top marijuana stocks as low as humanly possible at the lowest prices possible. And there's so many good ones that I'm watching, okay? And now is the time to do it if you want to buy marijuana stocks. But with crypto, now is the time to really start paying attention to crypto, because we are starting to see some explosions in the crypto world.
Interesting. We can start with cryptos if you'd like to. Right now, I've got on my screen worldcoinindex.com. That's one of my favorites for checking out, in addition to richtvlive.com. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to richtvlive.com real quick also, just show people what I'm talking about. The person I'm speaking to right now is Rich from richtvlive.com, and he's got a great website with pretty much all the resources that you need, I would say. So I'm just looking at the website right now, the homepage. You got your places where you can, buy cryptocurrencies. Just click on services. Places you can buy stocks, click on stocks, cryptocurrency. There it is, World Coin Index, coinmarketcap.com. Those are probably two of my favorites. So if I go there and then I click on World Coin Index, guess what? It takes me right there. So I'm going to go there right now. So I'm on worldcoinindex.com right now, got there from richtvlive.com. And I'm looking at, I know that you tend to look at the top 20 or even the top 10 cryptocurrencies as some of your favorites. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, I only am looking at the best ones, but there are so many that are starting to explode. And that's what's starting to remind me of last year. Last year, around the same time, what happened and what started getting my attention was that there was a lot of cryptocurrencies that were having double-digit, triple-digit explosions. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, 100% in a day explosions. That's what really got my imagination going as an investor, because you don't really see that too often in the stock market. Oh, yeah. And especially in Canada, where they break the circuits. Like if it goes over 10% either up or down, they halt the stock. So in cryptocurrencies, it really was exciting because it was like, wow, there's huge volatility here and there's an opportunity to make a lot of money. But I have done better by sticking to buying the top cryptocurrencies. Now, the ones that I have talked about and the ones that I have accumulated have been specifically Ripple, which is my #1 holding, Ethereum, which is my second largest holding, and then Bitcoin, which is my third largest holding. But I also like Bitcoin Cash. I also like Litecoin. And I have bought Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin in the past and profited from both of them. So for me right now, I have a lot of other coins as well. I probably have about 20 different cryptocurrencies that I own. Not all of them are in the top 20. Some of them are just like a hunch. Some of them I like because I like the technology. Some of them are just new ICOs that I've invested in, and I've won on some and I've lost on some, to be quite honest. Where I've had the best success is by investing in the biggest and the best, in the top 10 specifically, maybe even the top 20. I do own a lot of the top 20. I own Stellar.
Gotcha.
I own Stellar Lumens. I own Cardano. But there's still others that I like a lot. Like I like Monero. I like Neo. There's a lot that I really like, and I like Verge. I just recently bought and then sold Verge for a profit. Right now, within the Rich TV Live community, one of the tokens that everyone's talking about, thanks to Kenny Lee, is Tron. Tron has more than doubled in the short little, last week here. And, we we owe a lot of it to Kenny. I mean, you look at their chart, it's done very well. So, Kenny was telling us to get into Tron. You can see they're at 3 cents on April 4th. And their chart is just exploding, and they're at almost 8 cents now. So they're up over 100% in the last few weeks. And our entire community has been on top of this, thanks to Kenny Lee. Kenny was the one that brought this to us. Kenny, he is a true ninja, a true sniper, in the sense of he likes to buy low, sell high, invest in companies that have good technology. This is a company that is on the rise. It is exploding. And, these are the types of moves that we like to really position ourselves in, because anytime you get an opportunity to make 100% returns, that's when you get really excited to invest. And like I said, you do not see this in the stock market. I don't anticipate you will see that in the stock market for a while. The stocks that I'm really looking at right now are the cryptocurrency stocks, because cryptocurrency related stocks like Bitcoin services, for example, BTSC, David, Bitcoin
BTSC.
services is up 7% today, traded 8.8 million shares at 15 cents.
I'm going to take a look at that right now. BTSC, Bitcoin services. Gotcha. I remember a long time ago you mentioned to me GBTC, Bitcoin Investment Trust.
That's correct.
Is Bitcoin services? How would that be different? Well, first of all, it's a much lower price. It's clearly a penny stock. In U.S. dollars, 16 cents, up 6.5% today. It's a mover. I'm looking at the chart right now. So it sounds to me like this particular stock, Bitcoin Services, BTSC, might be more speculative and a bigger mover than, say, Bitcoin itself or GBTC, the Bitcoin Investment Trust ETF. Would that be accurate to say this is a big mover?
Well, you know what? I like both of them. I think GBTC is obviously a bigger and a better company than BTSC, without question. So if you're looking for like a big stock that has huge potential, GBTC for me is that one. We've talked about this one before, right? We've talked about GBTC, and it goes down with the price of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes down to 6,000, this stock goes down to $10. And then when Bitcoin moves back up to 12,000, which I'm sure it will at some point, you will see this will go to over $20. So we've talked about GBT a lot on this show together, and it's one that I really like, and it moves a lot, and you can day trade this really, really comfortably. And if you can buy it at $10 and sell at 15 or 20, it is an amazing day trade. Amazing. Okay. Now, if you're in Canada, Hive is another company that is a blockchain-based company, and if you're into mining, this is the company that has relationships with Genesis Mining. So there's huge potential for Hive, HIVE, on the TSX Venture.
Got it. Got it on the screen right now. Hive Blockchain Technologies, and that's on the TSX there, looks like, or the Toronto Stock Exchange. HIVE, and that $1.58 is in Canadian dollars, it looks like. So if you have a broker in the United States, which is where I am, you're going to have to find a broker that allows you to trade this. Unless they have some of these stocks have an equivalent, and I'll look it up right now, have an equivalent stock in United States on maybe the OTC markets.
That's correct. I actually have a special pick for you guys.
You do?
I
Uh-oh.
do,
Okay.
because you know what I like to do, man. I like to dig. And I'm always digging and digging and digging and digging and digging. So another one is BTCS. That's at 8
BTC.
cents. That's not the special pick. But there's BTSC and there's
Oops.
BTCS. And that one's at 8 cents. And it's traded 2.8 million shares. For anybody that likes penny stocks, these are some of the ones that I watch. I'm not suggesting that anybody buys any of these. Remember, Rich TV Live and David Moadel are not licensed advisors. We're strictly
That's
for
right.
education and entertainment purposes, guys. Always do your own due diligence. Always do your research. But I like stocks that are liquid. This trades millions of shares a day, 2.8 million shares at 8 cents. BTCS. If Bitcoin moves, expect that BTCS will move. And if Bitcoin moves, expect that BTSC will move at 15 cents, up 5% on the day. And GBTC up 4.2% at now around $16. Traded 2.2 million shares. Lots of liquidity for a company that is 9.9% Bitcoin investment trust of Bitcoin. This is why I love GBTC. They're the biggest of all these stocks I'm going to talk about. Now, this is the special pick. Here is the US symbol. NPPTF. Neptune Dash Technologies. Nancy, Peter, Terry, Frank.
Got it. I got it up on the screen. NPPTF. And as I mentioned before, some of these are available on the over-the-counter markets in the United States. This would be an example. This is new to me. Neptune Dash.
What I like to do here on Rich TV Live is I like to bring you guys the winners first. And this is a winner that I got, and I have to give the credit where I got it from National Inflation Association. Are you familiar with the National Inflation Association, David?
No, National Inflation Association. Sounds like, I'm not a huge fan of inflation as a consumer. So I don't know if I would join that association, but you can tell me about it if you want to.
Yeah, they're an investment group, and they put out a alert on this company. Essentially, their symbol in Canada is Dash, DASH, on the TSX Venture. They apparently are associated to Dash.
Got it.
The cryptocurrency.
Got it. Okay.
So I think this has huge potential. And what the National Inflation Association is saying is that Dash is going to explode because Dash's transactions are actually cheaper than Bitcoin. So another cryptocurrency that I want to put on your guys' watch list on your alert right now is Dash. Okay? Dash is a huge player. It has huge potential. And this apparently is a company that is in some way, shape, or form associated or affiliated to Dash. Now, Dash is currently trading at $491.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it on the screen here. Okay.
And if you look at their chart over the last year, you will see that they were as low as $89 on May 8th, 2017.
Yep, got it right here.
And they're currently trading at over 400, and they've been as high as $1,200, David.
Yeah.
On December 18th.
Now, that's a time when many of these cryptocurrencies peaked. They all peaked together, but this was huge. Now, it is down, as the cryptocurrencies all tend to be down.
Wow. Sorry, it's been as high as $1,474 on December 21st.
Oh, my goodness. And
it's currently at 491.
Yeah.
So what they're predicting, and they've been right before. These guys are very good, okay? They're predicting that Dash is going to be the next big cryptocurrency.
Well, it's already pretty big. I believe it was number 25 according to World Coin Index in terms of market cap. It's well known. I mean,
but if it goes back up to 1,400 like it was, it'll be probably in the top 5.
Yeah. Well, yeah. as tends to happen. I remember when Ripple wasn't even in the top 10, or I don't even think it was in the top 20. And then Ripple went up so much so quickly. It was in the top 5 there for a little while. So Dash could be the next Ripple, could be the next I don't know, could be the next big thing. According to the National Inflation Association. I'm gonna have to learn more about them
That's correct.
and their picks. That's very interesting.
Have you heard of Gerard Adams?
Gerard Adams, huh?
Yeah, he's from New York. He's from New York. He has a channel on YouTube as well. But yeah, he's one of the founders of the National Inflation Association. So they are smart guys. They know a lot about the industry, and they do get paid. And it was a paid advertisement. So keep that in mind always when you're doing your due diligence. So it was a paid advertisement. It wasn't just an advertisement they're putting out based on their goodness of their heart. However, they have been correct before, and I have seen Dash do better. So because I do like Dash myself, I'm going to be watching them very carefully, and I'm going to be watching the stocks that are associated to Dash and the cryptocurrency, and the stocks that are associated, what they're saying are NPPTF, Neptune Dash Technologies Corp. So at 28 cents, I mean, who knows? You know, this might be a sleeper. And just remember where you guys saw it first, though. Because, you know, I like to break the news first, Dave. People will always try to take, the credit. But I want to break this first before anyone else tries to take credit for it. But before I take credit for it, I have to tell you where I heard it first. Right. Because I heard it from them. And it wouldn't be fair to them if I tried to take credit for this and it explodes. Because I did not just, do this research and come up with this theory myself. So I just wanted to make that clear.
Huh. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I appreciate your giving due credit to the institution that did their due diligence. But I think it's perfectly okay to say, hey, I got this tip from, whether it's from Kenny Lee or from the National Inflation Association, and to pass it on. But still, what you're doing is you're providing it to the YouTube audience that may never have heard of this. And, I certainly was not aware of Neptune Dash Technologies, this particular stock. There's so many stocks out there. I haven't heard of all of them, and we're learning about new ones. And you're hearing it maybe not first, but first in the YouTube verse, probably on Rich TV Live and on his YouTube channel. And by the way, if you're watching my channel right now, looking at the markets, feel free to go to the description below this video and click on Rich TV Live and also on Rich's YouTube channel. The links will be right there. And of course, like Rich said, we're not investment advisors. We're not licensed or registered to do that. So you have to make your own decisions. We're not telling you to buy these. We're pointing these out to you so you can make your own decisions. And we're hoping that you'll make Rich TV Live and looking at the markets part of your essential research tools, because that's what we are. So Neptune Dash Technologies, I'm going to check that out. I'm looking at the chart right now, actually. It definitely, let's see, in the past month, it's been going up. That's a good sign. So I think it's got some potential there. I'm going to check it out for sure. Now, does Neptune Dash Technologies, so it's going to go up and down with Dash? Is it going to mirror the price action of Dash, do you think?
You know what? I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself. Obviously, this was an alert by National Inflation Association. They were paid, obviously, for their recommendation. So you always have to keep that in mind. But just based on their chart, I think it's a company based on the chart that if you believe that charts have a tendency to go back to where they came from, based on momentum and based on historical charts and based on trends, I believe there's a very good likelihood that we will see Dash go back to $1,000. Wow. Maybe even higher, maybe as high as 2,000. Just based on their chart. And that's just based on historical charts, because they have a tendency to go to their high highs and go to their low lows. And that's how market makers make money. And that's just my own historical background and historical analysis based on my history trading. I've seen it. I've seen the game that the market makers play. And in these two industries, in the cryptocurrencies and the marijuana stock industries, specifically that I follow, cannabis industries, they are very explosive. So when they do explode, the top assets, not the ones that are speculative, but the top assets like Dash, you know, in the marijuana sector, like Cannabis Growth Corp, Aurora Cannabis, you know, in the cryptocurrency sector, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, all the big names that we talk about, they typically will explode. And if you are positioned in the right ones at the right time, you can do extremely well.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the idea. It's so tempting to buy when something is very, very high. And unfortunately, you know, I know people who invested in Bitcoin when it was, you know, 19,000 something or 15,000 something, 13,000 something. And it is disappointing, but we are seeing something of a recovery in the cryptocurrencies because they do tend to move together, although Rich does have picks that he likes better perhaps than others. But you know, is this recovery that we've seen in the last couple of weeks, is that a glimmer of hope, or I mean, what do you say to people who got in at the wrong time to any of these cryptocurrencies?
I just say hodl.
Yeah.
I say hodl. Honestly, like, I honestly think that this, just looking at the chart, this is trending up. All the indicators, like right now, the stochastics are pointing down, but the MACD is kind of has been pushing up and is kind of pointing straight, and the indicators on the Bollinger Bands are pointing up. So my gut feeling is that the cryptocurrencies are going to go through an epic run here over the next few months. And if you position yourself in the best assets like Dash, you can do extremely well. So yeah. I am positioned in Ripple. I am positioned in Ethereum. I'm positioned in Bitcoin. I am positioned in a lot of the top cryptocurrencies, and I have a lot of speculative ones.
Gotcha. Just wanted to move on. I'm going to show on my screen quickly again, richtvlive.com. If people want to purchase Dash and other assets, I know that Dash is not available yet on, let's say, Coinbase or anything, you know, something like that. But I know that you have a cryptocurrency tab on your website that I'm showing right now on my screen, and it's got KuCoin, Binance, CoinSquare, Local Bitcoins, CoinMama. If people just want to click on one of those, they can find many ways to buy Dash. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, very good, very good. Anything else before we move on, perhaps to the world of stocks? And are there any other plays in the cryptocurrency world that we're looking at right now?
I'm just really excited. I mean, like, if you look at the top 10, everything is in the green right now, David.
Yeah.
I mean, how could you not be excited about cryptocurrencies right now? You know, I'm really excited about cryptocurrencies. I have taken my focus away from stocks. I've put a lot of effort and emphasis in the beginning of the year to find the best stocks. I now know what they are. I've invested in a lot of them. I will continue to. But I'm going to be using the next 4 to 5 months to really focus my research, my emphasis on cryptocurrencies right now. Because gotcha. I really believe that the stocks are going to go through a downward period right now where there's going to be less emphasis on them, strictly because we're going into the summertime. And in Canada specifically, for marijuana stocks, everybody is outside, everybody's enjoying the summertime, and nobody focuses as much on the markets. So the markets will slow down as far as liquidity and volume. It doesn't matter what the news is. And based on historical patterns, in the fall, the medical marijuana stocks, cannabis stocks explode. So that's what I'm going to be preparing for. And that will be in the fall. So I will be looking to buy right now. Right now I'm buying. That is my focus with marijuana stocks. Now, if you go to the marijuana index on Rich TV Live under stocks, it's the second.
Let me do that right now.
It's the second tab under trading.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I really want to teach people how to use this resource. It's a really good resource. Okay.
Got
and
it.
I've built Rich TV Live as a resource, kind of like how I've been, you know, investing and how I like what resources I use when I'm looking at stocks and cryptocurrencies. So everything is there in one place. So I don't have to go and search. It's all there in one spot, right? All the top
Right.
resources that I use. This is the number one resource I use for stocks. So you can go and see the North American index and see that today the market is down just slightly. It's nothing major, right? It's nothing scary. In the United States, it's up slightly. And, you can see it's up slightly. And in Canada, it's down 1%. Nothing to be worried about, right? And then it shows the top gainers of the day, right? All across North America. It shows the top losers across North America. And it shows the most active. So I really like this resource. And this is all absolutely free. And it has the index news. All the relevant news of the day is here. So you can see all the top news for all the top companies right here, a one-stop shop. So this is what I like to use for cannabis news and marijuana news. This is the marijuana index.
MarijuanaIndex.com.
That's
you
correct.
You can type it in your browser, or you can just go to Rich TV Live and click on stocks. There it is, along with all the other resources. Pretty cool. It's interesting. The most active, no surprise here. What's the most active one according to MarijuanaIndex.com? Aurora, one that Rich has been talking about for a very long time. I see some very familiar names on there. Namaste Technologies. I see Cannabis Wheaton on there. Canopy Growth, Afria. Many of these Rich has called as some of his favorites. And his predictions have done quite well. Top losers, I'm curious. You've got Haiku on there. Oh dear, down 7% today.
That's another one that I just love. Like every time they go down, it's just a blessing in disguise, David.
Huh. Interesting. That's a great attitude, actually.
I'm looking at ISOL right now.
Okay.
Have you heard of Isodiol International?
Yeah. It's actually the third most active one today, according to MarijuanaIndex.com. I'm going to click on it.
Yeah, I just recently bought this company. I love this company.
You should be happy today. Today it's up 5%. My goodness.
Yeah, but I'm not even. I wouldn't even look at this at these prices. This to me is a 10-bagger with my eyes closed.
Really?
This is a company that is claims to be the largest CBD company in the world. And being someone who really loves CBDs, cannabinoids, and believes in the medicinal uses of cannabinoids and CBDs, and someone who uses cannabinoids, somebody who currently is working with a company that manufactures and wholesales and sells cannabinoids. I love this industry. And I don't know if you know this, David, but if you go to Rich TV Live, you can actually go and order CBDs right now. So we are all about it. It's the future of medicine. It's helping people with epilepsy, seizures, people with mental illness, people with physical illness, athletes with injuries, people with injuries and issues with their eyesight. It's helping people in so many ways. It's helping people, even within our own community. People like Kenny Lee have used it to fight cancer. And it's just a miracle drug, essentially, that is utilizing. And one thing a lot of people don't understand is CBDs can come with THC or without THC. Okay? Now, if you have no THC, that means there is no hallucinogen in the cannabinoids, which means there's no drugs. There's nothing that anybody can consider a drug.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So Isodiol, they have CBDs that are almost 100% pure, meaning 99.5% THC, no THC. 99.5% no THC. The company that I work with also manufactures and produces and distributes 99.5% no THC. So this is the future of medicine. They also manufacture and produce CBDs with THC for people who want that. Because some people like the effects and the hallucinogens and the effects of the THC. So you
Okay.
have that option.
Sure.
Okay.
Got it. Interesting. So you can buy the one that gets you feeling a little good, a little high, or you can dispense with that and just get the non psychoactive one, your choice. Both are available, and both of these options involve potential health benefits, possibly. Again, I'm not a medical expert. We cannot tell you, we cannot make promises, but it sounds like for those out there watching this who believe in the power, possible healing powers of cannabis, these products have a lot of potential. And, we personally know people who are benefiting from this. I've gotten quite a few emails from people. I coach people. I help people set up trading plans, investing plans. If anybody wants to contact me, it's davidmoadel@gmail.com. But yeah, and I've gotten emails, many of them from people who not only invest in marijuana stocks, but they really believe in the technology, in the potential healing powers. It's perhaps unfortunate that in the United States, the government does not always recognize this. I'm guessing that in Canada, where you are, the attitude is probably a little different, maybe a little bit more progressive. Would that be the right word?
Well, yeah, we're going to be legalizing recreational use. So
Yeah.
you will be able to legally have 30 ounces of marijuana on you at all times, and you will be able to grow 4 plants in your backyard. So, I mean,
Wow.
it's really, the world is changing here in Canada, the landscape of everything. And CBDs, especially the ones that don't have THC in it, that are 99.5% THC free, that they call it,
Right.
it's already legal because there's no THC in it anyways.
Right.
So
Right.
it's ridiculous that they don't consider it legal in America. And I heard there's rumblings that Jeff Sessions is starting to change his tune.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. He's starting to ease up a little bit, starting to relax a little bit. Attorney General, we're referring to United States Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who in the past has made very anti-marijuana industry statements, directly and indirectly. Lately, seems to be relaxing a little bit on that. So for those of us who believe in the technology in the United States, that could be a good sign that perhaps we'll be able to have more access to what we're looking for in that industry. Now, if we do believe in the industry, we're saying that perhaps that ISOL, trading on the Toronto Stock Exchange in Canada, would that be one way to play your belief in the technology by going long ISOL? And is now the time to do it?
I think so. It could go lower. Definitely it could still go lower, but I just don't think long term that it's going to stay at these prices. I believe it's a good company, and I believe that long term it only has upside.
Got it.
I just see so much potential for ISOL. The CBD industry is so big. It's so explosive, and it's ISOLF in America, David. So
ISOLF. Got it.
ISOLF in America and ISOL in Canada just has so much potential, so explosive. The industry is so big. Like I said, the markets are controlled by market makers. I have no idea where the price is going to go short term, but long term, do I think it's going to stay under $1? No. Do I own shares in this company? Yes. Do I believe it could go to $10 one day? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow, that would be quite a. I love these exclusive picks from Rich. I get to put them on here. I'm looking at the markets as well, so I get to benefit, and my audience gets to benefit from that as well. I think that's really cool. I just don't hear about, and there I'm putting up on the screen the American version on the OTC markets, ISOLF, 65 cents, affordable for just about anybody.
That's
all right?
correct. That's
and
correct.
The Canadian one is 82 cents in Canadian dollars. So, people come to me all the time saying, I have a small account. What can I invest in, or what can I trade? And because not everybody can afford Amazon at, over, what was it, $1,600 per share, just for one share. Now, of course, you could buy options and option spreads and things like that. But for those who don't have options permission, or who would rather just trade stocks, this is a very affordable one. So and you're hearing it here first from Rich TV Live. Cool, cool. Any other, as I look through the big movers today, according to marijuanaindex.com, let's see, what are some of the other big movers that you're looking at right now?
I want to show you the ones that I've been buying.
Okay.
So take a look at MYM Nutraceuticals Inc., MYMMF in America, and MYM on the CNSX in Canada.
Got it. I've got MYMMF, $1.34 United States. And in Canada, it is MYM, I believe.
Yep.
Stock quote. Let's see what that has. And that's $1.71 in Canadian dollars. All right. I'm going to look at the 1-year chart and the 1-month chart. Today it is down somewhat, but you know what I like about Rich is that he doesn't freak out about one-day price action. He's looking more long-term. He's looking toward the future.
Yeah, I don't care about the price, Dave. Like I said, I don't focus on the price. I focus on the technology. This company is going to be a monster. Another company that has huge production capacity, is got over 1 million square feet of growing capacity, is at $1. I just bought shares in them. I own them. I believe in them. And I think they're another company that's going to $10, Dave. And like I said,
Nice.
I'm not here to give you the picks that everybody else talks about, because I already gave you guys those picks last year. And those already went up 10 times. I'm giving you guys the picks now that nobody's talking about, that I'm buying, because these are the next winners. These are the next wave of 10x winners. And yeah, maybe they won't go up 10 times. Maybe they'll go up 2 times. Maybe they'll go up 5 times. Maybe they'll go up 8 times.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go up 50 times, Dave. But what I'm looking for are those companies that have that growth potential that I think are still early stage, but are licensed producers from Health Canada.
Right. That's huge. That's hugely important. We're looking for licensed producers.
Correct.
We're looking for companies that already have permission from the government, whether it's usually going to be, in this case, the Canadian government, to produce the product. Otherwise, it's more speculative. When they have that license in hand and we can view it, that makes me feel a lot better about, and it's so easy, as you just alluded to. It's easy now to say, oh yeah, canopy growth. Well, sure, yeah, but Rich called that last year when not so many people were talking about it. It's easy now to say Aphria, Aurora, Organogram, Emerald, Emblem, all those. It's easy to call those now. How about what about the ones that are going to be the next Canopy Growth Corp, the next Aphria, the next Aurora, and so on and so forth? That's much harder to do. And are these all necessarily going to be 10 baggers? Of course not. Some of them are going to go up, some of them are going to go down. But if you put small positions, you position yourself properly, you could get those 2, 3, 5, even 10 baggers. And so the time to get in, you don't want to be the last person to get in, put it that way. Very cool. MYM Nutraceuticals, I like it. What else we got? Anything else?
Oh, I got one more for you, Dave. And this is another one that I bought, and I love this one too. THCX. The Hydropothecary.
In there.
Oh, yeah. The Hydropothecary Corporation. Another monster.
There it is. Hydropothecary Corp. That is in Canada. I don't know if there's an Americanized version of this. I could try to look it up. Hydropothecary Corp. Hydropothecary is one of those fancy words. I believe it means pharmacist. Let's see. THCX, $4.08 Canadian.
They're a beast, Dave. They're a beast. They're a beast.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if there's an American version of that. I'm going to look it up right now.
They are a complete and utter beast. I love them. I think they have so much potential, and I own them. And based on the news that they just became one of the largest producers in Quebec, they're building an enormous facility in Quebec, and I just think they have so much potential, Dave. I love this company. Everything about them. They are going to be trading at $10. It's not even a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. And it's another one that I had to have. So I have
Yeah.
it. I own it. So, for me, it's like, how people collect things, like they collect baseball cards? I collect
Right.
stock. I collect stocks. People
Nice.
collect cars. I collect stocks and cryptocurrencies. You know,
Wow. Yeah.
People collect, different things, and for
Sure.
me, I just become like a fan of these companies and I collect them. And I honestly don't concern myself with the price. And then
That's
when the
yeah.
price goes up, that's when I really enjoy myself and I get to really celebrate. And it happens, Dave. It
Very cool.
happens,
Very cool.
you know?
And if you're going to collect anything, you might as well collect something that goes up in value rather than something that goes down in value. So it's a lot of people might collect things that deteriorate in value, but if you listen to Rich's picks, you may end up with something that could even double or more in value. I don't see an American version of this, but I do see the Canadian version, and I haven't heard you this bullish about something in a little while.
I'm bullish not because of the price. I want to make that
Right.
very clear. I don't care about the price. I'm bullish because of the company.
Okay.
So when people
Yeah.
sometimes they get confused. They're like, "Oh, Rich really yeah, I bought it. I own it. I'm excited about it. I wouldn't have bought it if I wasn't excited about it. Could it go back
Right.
down? Of course it could. Anything can. I mean, look at the chart. It was at $1.25 on July 20th, 2017. So could it go back down? Of course it can. It's up 400%. But
Right.
remember, long term, will this be a winner? I believe a company that has a 1,000,000 square foot facility growing legal cannabis from Health Canada will go up in price, yes. So this is what my theory is. This is why I'm investing right now in most of the companies that are under $5. I'm not buying the big licensed producers like Cannabis Growth Corp that are at $27 right now because I just don't see them going to 200. But I
Right.
think there's a chance that the Hydropothecary could go to 40. I think there's a chance that MYM Nutraceuticals could go to 10. That's why I'm buying
Right.
those $1 ones right now.
Got it.
That's my
Yeah.
theory. That's my strategy right now.
That makes sense.
I could see MYM Nutraceuticals going to $17. And if I buy 1,000 shares, which is $1,700, and it goes to $17 one day, my $1,700 investment will be worth $17,000.
Right.
So
Right.
that's how I trade. So I'm not
Yeah.
concerned about if it goes to 90 cents.
Right.
But if it goes to $2, I might sell. That's kind of how I trade.
Yeah.
If it goes up 10, 20, 30%, I might sell. I'm not going to say I won't. I don't know yet. I don't know how I'm going to feel. But, do I think it could go to $3, $5, $10? Yes, I do. I think that
Right.
MYM Nutraceuticals at $1.70 could go to $3, $5, $10 in the future. Will I hold until it goes to that price? Probably not. You know what I mean? I'll probably be selling on the way up, right?
Right. Right.
That's just kind of how I trade. But, do I think long term it could go to $10? Yeah. But what will most likely happen? Either it's going to go up or it's going to get bought out. And who's going to buy it out? The big boys like the Aurora Cannabises, the Cannabis Growth Corp, they're buying out the smaller companies. That's what's happening.
Gotcha.
Another big transaction that happened that I got to talk to you about is Haiku just took over Weed MD. Are you familiar with that transaction?
I heard of it. You probably know more about it than I do.
Yeah, well, Haiku just took over Weed MD. So Weed MD has been acquired from Haiku. So I'm not going to go over all the details because I can do that in a video.
Right.
But essentially, Weed MD won't be trading very soon because Haiku has taken over that symbol, right? That company. So they have been acquired. And I think this is great, huge news for Haiku. So when I see that they're down 7.1%, I kind of laugh, I chuckle, because this company is going to be enormous.
Interesting.
They just acquired a company that I wanted to buy. I was looking to buy Weed MD. Instead, I bought MYM, I bought THCX, and I bought ISOL, right? Just last week. So WeedMD was one that was on my list, and Haiku is another one on my list. Now that Haiku has taken over WeedMD, I'm probably going to buy Haiku because I really like WeedMD. So this is what I think is going to happen, Dave. I think all the bigger ones are going to start buying out all the smaller ones. So this is what I predict is going to happen.
And as we all know, maybe we don't know, when a smaller company is bought out by a well-known large company, it massively benefits that small company in terms of stock price. Maybe not immediately, but over time that tends to happen. No guarantees. There are no guarantees in the stock market, but that's what tends to happen. Hopefully it'll benefit both companies, and both the bigger one and the smaller one. In the case of Haiku Brands, for it to be down 7% today, that could be an irrational reaction in the markets, and it could correct back up very soon. We shall see. Now, and Rich, you say you already own some Haiku.
No, I don't. I don't own Haiku.
Oh, you don't. I'm sorry.
I was looking to buy WeedMD.
WeedMD. Sorry, I got it wrong. Okay.
But because WeedMD got acquired by Haiku, now I want to buy Haiku.
Got it.
And Haiku symbol is DJACF in America. And
DJACF.
Yeah, DJACF.
There it is. There it is. Yep. All right. So that's on the OTC markets in the United States, DJACF Haiku Brands Company.
So what I've been doing, my strategy, and I know people probably like, Rich is all over the place. He talks about marijuana stocks, talks about cryptocurrency. So I've been doing that for a reason, okay? So when I'm doing my marijuana stock videos and I'm talking about ISOL and THCX and MYM and HIKU, I'm talking about all the new ones for this year that I think are going to explode. So next year, when you look at my video, you're going to go back and go, oh my goodness, Richard called this when it was at $1.
Right.
The same way you can go back at my videos on Aurora Cannabis, Afria, Cannabis Growth Corp. They were all at $2-3 last year when I was talking about them.
Yep, I remember that.
So I'm doing the exact same thing. So people are like, oh man, Rich, you're not talking about marijuana stocks right now. Well, what's there to talk about? They're all in the red. So what am I going to do? Just keep beating a dead horse? I mean, I could do that. But at the end of the day, the reason why I've been focused on cryptocurrencies right now is because I want to make money in crypto so I can buy more of the marijuana stocks.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's my strategy. So I take the money I make in crypto and I invest that in marijuana stocks. And that's what I always do. And that's what I'm going to always do. And that's what I'm always going to do. So, so that's kind of the marijuana stocks are my baby, man. So for me, I don't care if I have to wait a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, because I know one day, because I'm tracking these stocks, I'm going to make a lot of money. Like a lot, like life-changing money, Dave. So for me, and for anyone who's watching that's a part of this, you will also make a lot of money too. Because if you're tracking the marijuana stocks, the cryptocurrencies, and you're tracking them every day, and you're watching them every day, and you're accumulating them, at some point, they're going to have an explosion.
And you have to just be able to hold on through the tough times.
That's right.
Which is not easy to do.
Then if you hold on through the tough times, like a real long-term investor always is learning how to do, right? And becomes patient, that is how you become ultimately financially free and wealthy.
Yeah, it reminds me of when Warren Buffett said his favorite holding time for stocks is forever.
Correct.
Now, we may not have forever, but we certainly are not looking to scalp or day trade these necessarily. And for those who are, that's totally cool. And again, I coach people on day trading strategies as well. But I love to hold on to a stock and look at the long term, because that way you can look at fundamentals and they're meaningful. Fundamentals may not be so meaningful for scalpers, people who hold for 5, 10 minutes, half an hour, something like that. But Rich is looking at the company. He does his research. You know what makes you rich over time is research. Research makes you rich over time if you do it properly. And Rich is doing his due diligence. And that's a starting point for you watching this and listening to this to do your own due diligence. because don't just trust anybody's word for anything. You got to decide for yourself what you're going to do with your money, because nobody's going to care about your money as much as you do. So, wow, we've gotten some great picks today. Just to recap, Dash, I know you like that one. Bitcoin Cash. What were the other cryptos? Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Monero.
Well, my top 5 are Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ripple, and Ethereum. And in really no order, I just like them all. Those are my 5.
Right.
And you can't change my mind about it. Nobody will change my mind about it. I'm stuck in my ways. Those are my Fab 5. Those are the 5 that I buy first.
Right.
Everything else to me is all just like games.
Right.
It's just games. It's trying to get 10x, But if I'm investing in hardcore crypto, those are my Fab 5. Anything else is just, honestly, just a waste of... It's not a waste. It's just for game. It's games.
More speculative.
It's gamesmanship for me. It's entertainment purposes, right?
Right.
But my babies are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple.
Right.
And those are always, if you look at the top 5, those are always in the top 7.
Yeah.
In anyone's list. Like right now in World Coin Index, Bitcoin is 1, Ethereum is 3, Bitcoin Cash is 4, and Ripple is 6, and Litecoin is 7.
Right.
They're in the top 7. The only 2 that are not in the top 7 that I like too, but are not in my top 5 are EOS and Tron.
Right.
And EOS and Tron are in my top 10. So I would get those next, right? But those 5 are still the first ones I want. And then I've got others that I'm looking at, right? But those 5 are the ones for me that, I'm going to give you one pick, okay? One crypto that I'm looking at, okay? And guys, remember, I'll give you one more pick before we leave. Don't buy this just because I'm talking about it, okay? Please. But this is one that I own. I've been secretly buying it. People within my community know. And this is for different reasons, but Redcoin, RDD is the company. It's up 9.72% today. It's at 0089, okay? It's a penny token. But I like it, okay? It's on Bittrex, it's on Cryptopia, it's on Yobit. I like this company for a few different reasons. A, I like the initials. The symbol, RDD, those are my initials, okay? So right off the bat, I like it. Right off the bat. Redcoin, I like the name. Okay, when you go to the website, they're a social media platform, David. And what they do is they give you the ability to tip for sharing social content in social media platforms. And I love the concept. A very similar concept to the Rich TV Live platform. So I like it. I like the concept. I like the technology behind it. They have a lot of coins out there. They got billions of coins. But it's at 0089. It's been as high as 2 cents. I own a lot of this, David. This is the type of coin that just for entertainment purposes, I'm accumulating. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's been as high as just under 3 cents. Right now it's at 0089. For fun
that is cheap.
And for entertainment purposes, I've been accumulating this one. Now remember, they got a lot of coins out there. They got 28 billion coins. So from that perspective, it's extremely dangerous. Okay? At any point in time, they could dump the coins. So be careful with this one. But just for entertainment purposes, I'm buying myself some. And if this goes up to 10 cents one day,
great.
I'll be very happy.
That would be a huge jump from it's almost a penny, less than a penny to, wow. If it goes up to, heck, even a nickel, that would be quite impressive. And it's okay to have part of one's portfolio as, I call it, the playground. Okay, that's the part where you have fun, maybe 5% of your portfolio, up to 10 at most. But usually 5 is recommended. 5% of your portfolio just for lotto plays, as they call them. And this could be one of them. This could be, buy some Redcoin in the playground part of your portfolio and just watch it go wherever it goes. And because it's a small part of your investment account, you don't worry about where it goes. And hey, if it goes up, if it's a 10-bagger, awesome. So I like it. Redcoin. I like the concept behind it too. Very cool. Very cool. Wow. Man, a lot of very specific picks from Rich and Rich TV Live. So I'm going to refer people to. Well, first of all, you got to get on WhatsApp and join. Just type in Rich TV Live in WhatsApp and join that group. Go on over, of course, to richtvlive.com and click on the links below in my video to subscribe to Rich's channel. Very cool. Any parting thoughts for my audience, Mr. Rich?
Just, you know what, guys? I'm super happy that cryptos are doing as predicted. I said that they would start to climb. They are climbing. I was always telling you guys to be patient, and if you've been patient, you're winning right now. But don't be afraid to take your profits. Like, I just sold some Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not afraid to admit it, and I'm going to continue to. I am investing to profit. Don't be afraid. Getting in low is extremely important, but getting out high is also extremely important. Those are the two keys to investing, okay? Why do you invest? To make money. Don't ever be afraid to sell. Okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, remember, guys, don't buy something just because you heard it here, okay? We talked about a lot of picks. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, it went down. I heard it on Rich TV Live. Guys, when I'm buying stuff, I'm buying it and I don't care what the price is. I'm gonna tell you guys this 1,000 times. I don't look at the price. I look at the company. I buy companies. I don't buy prices. And long term, I almost always win. Because when I invest in good companies, I almost always win. The only time I've lost is when I've lost in good and I've invested in bad companies. And I know that with my investment strategy, which is the exact same investing strategy that has been created by and developed by Warren Buffett, the best investor of all time, is invest in good companies, long-term companies on the S&P 500 always go up historically over time.
Over time, right.
Invest in companies that you see are going to last 20 years.
Right.
Ask yourself, will Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Ripple be here in 20 years? Will Cannabis Growth Corp, Aurora Cannabis, Afria, HMMJ ETF, will these companies be here in 20 years? Ask yourself that question. And invest with caution, but when you make an investment, for me, it's kind of like I'm a collector. Right. I'm here to hold this long term. So if I got to wait a minute, great. If I got to wait a year, great. I don't care. When do I sell? Whenever I see a profit.
Yeah. That's the best excuse me, that's the best attitude to have. It's not just buy low, but it's also sell high. Correct. You have to know when to take your profits. That's huge. So, wow, Rich, great picks today. Some that I haven't heard of or have heard of, but just didn't know much about. And now I'm going to start doing my own research on those. Head on over to richtvlive.com. And, if you want just some ideas from me, you can head over to Looking at the Markets with David Moadel. My email address is davidmoadel, Moadel, @gmail.com. Rich, I don't know if you've got your theme music queued up. I'm a big fan of your theme music. I love it. I like to dance to it.
Guys, if you're not winning, you're not watching. And remember, go to David Moadel. He is always looking at the markets. It's always a pleasure, Dave. Thank you for joining me once again. Thank you for having me on your channel. And thank you for joining us on Rich TV Live. Guys, go and subscribe. Smash that like button. If you haven't hit the bell for notifications, please hit that bell for notifications so you can get our news and updates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on the most trending topics in the universe. This is your boy Rich, and I'm out.
See ya.
Peace.